It's not a dirty old man lurking around the playground, with a raincoat on, peeking behind a tree. It is the children, the people that your children love and trust the most.
That's right.
It's so oftentimes the people that you trust most with your children. And that's just kind of a wake-up call for and parents need to know that.
Hi, I'm Angelica reporting live from LaMarr Productions in East Memphis. Thanks for watching Let's Talk with Betty LaMarr. Betty is renowned for her successful medical talk show, and now you're invited to watch the space for her new production, Let's Talk, which is laser focused on issues affecting young girls and women in the community. Now, back to Let's Talk with your host, Betty LaMarr.
I have a beautiful panel of women with me that are very opinionated. And we're going to tackle some of the things here in Memphis that we need to tackle. We're going to reveal some things that a lot of people don't talk about. Like today, we're going to tackle the subject of abuse. And so many of us women have been through abuse in some form or another, be it sexual, physical, or sometimes we have mental and emotional abuse. I'm going to introduce right now to you my beautiful, as I said again, opinionated panel. I have with me Jackie Anglin, Debbie McCaffrey, and Rosalind Nichols. Hi girls, how are you doing?
Terrific.
Hi.
Okay, now, issue number one today is abuse. And Jackie, we're talking about abuse. I don't think we can start this without spearheading it with you, because you're going to share with our audience some things that you went through when you were much younger. And of course, the good news is that, God delivered you through forgiveness. So let's sort of kind of get that started, and we're going to all interject with that and take it from there. So tell me when the abuse started for you.
I can remember when I was 4. It started with my father, and I was raised in Houston, Texas. So being a Mexican, there's a real lot different culture there that is sort of like an accepted thing almost. And of course, you didn't have any child advocates or anything like that. And as I was sharing with you, it was just strange. My father and my mother divorced, and I went to live with my dad and my 3 brothers in Houston when I was 4 years old. And I remember my dad doing it. And then when my mother
When you say doing it,
I guess the more technical term would be molestation.
okay.
And then as time went on, I even learned to sleep with clothes on.
Okay.
Because you know when you sleep with clothes on, you kind of feel like you're not exposed, or you're not helping the person.
You feel safe.
You feel like you have a barrier there. And even to this day, I'm almost 52, and I still lock the bathroom door behind me.
Okay.
I lock the bathroom door. Do whatever you could to think that maybe you did. Even as a child, you kind of think that you do something wrong.
So was this your dad, stepdad, or
My father.
Your father. Okay, so have you all ever had any kind of experience with any kind of abuse when you were growing up in any kind of way?
Well, I can remember when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and it was the person that actually did it was the son of my uncle's girlfriend.
Okay.
And we were just in the living room of my grandparents' house, and he touched me. And, and not knowing, I didn't know anything about that. I mean, I'm 8 or 9 years old. I don't know anything about, physical touching. And he touched me. And I just remember, and he was older. He had to be like 14 or 15 or something. And he touched me on my backside.
Oh, okay.
He actually put his hands in my clothes and did that.
Oh.
And we were just sitting on the floor watching television, and it just out of the blue, and it happened, and I just remember thinking that I did something wrong, and I wanted to tell somebody, but I felt, ashamed and thinking it was my fault.
And with girls, I'm sure we all know this.
Yeah.
We always feel like we did something wrong. We always feel like we did something wrong. Yeah. Because I think it goes back to Eve and the apple. Yeah. Women to this day still feel like we're responsible for everything that a man does.
Yeah.
Because first thing Adam told God was, this woman you gave me.
Yeah.
So it made the woman feel like now everything that is wrong with the man, I did it. So we do, when we get abused, we always feel like we can't tell anybody because it's going to be my fault because woman gave to the man.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about you, Debbie?
I just think it's interesting that both of these ladies have been molested and abused by your father and by someone that your family knew and trusted. So I think an important thing to remember is that with sexual child abuse, that it's not a dirty old man lurking around the playground, you know, with a raincoat on, peeking behind a tree. It is the children, the people that your children love and trust the most.
That's right.
It's so oftentimes the people that you trust most with your children. And that's just kind of a wake-up call for it, and parents need to know that. You know,
and you mentioned earlier when we were just, you know, hanging out in the green room that something happened with you with the babysitter.
Well, mine was one time, and I think this is important to know too. 1 out of 4 women.
One time is enough.
Yeah, it was just one time.
1 out of 4 girls, 1 out of 5 boys will be in some form, whether it be a minor isolated incident or whether it be something full-blown long-term like yours was, unfortunately, will be molested before the age of 15. So mine wasn't isolated. It was a babysitter. It was a female. And I was 3 or 4, pretty young. But, you know, I don't know if she was just trying to experiment, you know. She was at an age where she was curious about things and wanted, you know, body parts and wanted to see where things were. I don't know. But I just remember she wanted me to go into the garage with her. We were in the backyard playing. It's like, why are we going in the garage? Start in the garage, it's hot in the garage, you know. And we did that, and then she wanted me to, you know, come out of my clothes, and you know, and I thought, this is weird. Why is she wanting to do that? But we're taught, we teach our children to mind adults and mind the babysitter.
That's
before
right.
we leave the house.
That's right.
So we tell, and so I'm thinking, mind the babysitter.
Yeah.
I dropped my drawer.
You know me, very literal.
Yeah, very literal. Yeah.
What we need to start doing is start saying to our children, good touches, bad touches. You know, public parts, private parts. Private parts. You know, this is good touch, this is bad touch. And if anybody ever touches you, you tell mom.
That's right.
Now, behave yourself.
But you know, they're speaking of girls, you know, just like the woman lately that's on TV that killed the little girl, molested her and killed her.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people don't think about that. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. I was maybe, I think 6 years old, and I had this little girlfriend in the neighborhood. I thought she was my little friend. We were kids. And so what happened, we was out playing, had kids chase each other. So she was chasing me for real. So she got me and sort of kind of strong-armed me and, you know, tackled me to the ground. We was playing. And when she threw me to the ground, she laid on top of me. And all I knew was that this doesn't feel right. And when I finally wiggled my way up, you know, I ran. And like most girls, I didn't tell anybody because I'm trying to figure out in my mind, what's this all about?
Yeah, why did she do that?
Because that wasn't even, that was my first experience with, at that age, you're not even thinking about.
I know.
You know, and she held me down and laid on top of me like a little boy. And I wonder to this day, I bumped into her since I've been grown. And I wondered, did she remember that? I'm thinking people like that, either they've been through abuse before and they're acting it out. But it was very uncomfortable for me. Now, Jackie, you also said that, and that it was not only your father. You said that you was physically abused, I think, by your brother or somebody. What was that about? Because, you know, we get all of it, physical, sexual, emotional.
Again, we're going in there that I was born in 57.
Okay.
And I was born in Texas, second generation Mexicans, but we only spoke Spanish. Your friends are your family members, and they're just violent. They're just very aggressive.
But why did he hit you? You say he knocked you out, knocked you down?
Yeah, knocked me down. I might be in his way. He learned that from my dad. My dad was violent, alcoholic. My stepmother was and they just learned. They were never taught girls are worthless. And the generation and prior to I was born, I know girls look better, but I was worthless. I was nothing but a servant. And if I didn't serve it right then and there, if I didn't jump up and say, y'all see me at work, you know, someone says something, I'm up, let's go, you know, because I was trained that way.